Bark Nation, bringing you guys a little snippet of two different pups. And the reason I'm showing you two different pups is because I often get asked, are there differences in training certain breeds? And there absolutely is. And as I've stated in many other videos, and I'll continue to say for the rest of my dog career, that absolutely genetics matter. It's one of the most important things. Outside of genetics, to again get the full fruit of a dog, you want to start them young. You want to imprint behaviors that you know you want in the future, and you want to make them work for it. Both of the pups you'll see in this video are working for their kibble. I'm using their actual food, their meal, to go ahead and train them, which is also an easy way to get them to continue to give attention and focus throughout the training process, but to also work for their food. Obviously, once they graduate, to a certain level of obedience, they'll get full meals just straight out of the bowl. But when we get to different breeds, okay, we want to talk about trainability. Trainability comes into play with what the dog's willingness to obey is, what it was genetically inclined to do or bred to do in the first place. The first puppy you saw was a band dog, a Mastiff, a mix between a Cane Corso and a Presa Canario. Both really intelligent breeds, both capable of working. But when we get to this dog here, the Akita, okay, kind of a connoisseur's breed. You don't often see them, but they are awesome, awesome dogs. They're not a novice dog. They're not for beginners. These dogs are extremely hard-headed, a very dominant breed. They also have a high tendency to have dog reactivity or aggression if not properly socialized. This breed in Japan originally bred for fighting, and if not fighting, bear hunting, or served as guardians for livestock or on farms. These dogs are very determined. And as you can see, though, they are intelligent, highly capable of being trained, but with proper handling. And you don't generally have an issue with them at this age, but it's when they graduate through sexual maturity and, again, haven't been properly socialized, that you'll see that this could be your sweetest dream or your worst nightmare of a dog. But, again, here we are, training obedience early, and then also setting rules, boundaries, and limitations outside of the training room. So it doesn't just end here, guys. You can't assume that because you get your dog to do some commands, which is different than behaviors. Sit down, stay, come, and heel are great lines of communication for your dog in public or in certain situations and scenarios. But then it's also important that you have a clear understanding that without the commands involved, there are still boundaries and expectations. So that means that this dog can't just make impulsive decisions like wanting to initially fight another dog or bite a person upon meeting. And again, if they're not properly trained or confined, you also don't have a way of explaining to them that that's an appropriate behavior, what you expect them to do in those situations. So early starts, different breeds definitely matters.